And we're live.
Woohoo!
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hi, guys.
Welcome to the Becoming an Unstoppable Woman virtual book tour. Happy Monday. I hope you've had a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are tuning in from. And tonight is jam packed with so much information in regards to helping you in your brand niche, how important it is, so many things to be shared. I am joined with the founder of She Rises Studios, Hannah, as well as the co authors from the Becoming Unstoppable Woman book. I am Nicole Curtis, and we are so excited to be here in front of all of you tonight, today, wherever you are in this world. So, with that, Hannah, why don't you kick us off or share some nuggets or ideas or thoughts that you have? Or not?
Well, I hate to be the person to do this, but I hear a lagging on my side, so hopefully everyone can hear me.
Yes. You're good.
If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Somebody, okay, good, because it was lagging here. So hi, it's Monday 4 o'clock in Las Vegas, and I am excited to be here with all of you. My name is Hannah Levis, and I am one of the co-founders of She Rises Studios, along with Adriana and Nicole. Today, we are doing another episode of our Becoming an Unstoppable Woman virtual book tour. For those of you that see our hashtag everywhere, hashtag BA, that's what it stands for, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman. And we're joined today with some amazing women whom I absolutely adore to the moon and back. And we're going to talk today about what is your niche? How do you stand out? How do you stand out in your brand? And with the competitiveness of today and everybody being virtual, what separates you from the rest? So that's what we're talking about today. I actually am going to throw Michelle on the spot today. Today, Michelle joined us for the first time in a minute. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do. And also, before I forget, Michelle has a new podcast episode on the She Rises Studios podcast. So you can check it out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, etc. There's going to be some information coming up today at 6 p.m. So please listen in. Michelle's chapter actually has received quite a bit of feedback, so it's pretty exciting. So anyway, without further ado, hi, Jen. Michelle, take it away.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to hijack your episode today. I didn't quite think I was going to talk about myself. I thought we were going to talk about personal branding in general. And when I saw the subject, I was like, yes, I love this, right? So I'll tell you a bit about myself. I am president and founder of Client Hospitality Consulting, where we help people and businesses grow. And how do we do this is we coach organizations to become more effective and more efficient in pushing their brands forward and having team members that actually represent that brand the proper way. And I also do personal coaching so that I can help leaders become better leaders. And my niche is in hospitality. And if I was to think of exactly what it is that makes my brand or a brand stand out, I would say it's hands down creating genuine connections. Allow people to know who you are, what you stand for, what your beliefs are, what do you advocate for. And then the rest just happens, because what you're going to do is, if your messaging is the right messaging, you will attract the same type of people. So the clients that will come to you are going to be those who are looking for exactly what you have to offer. So that's my nugget.
Whoop, whoop. That was a good nugget. All right.
Thank you.
Who's next? Nicole.
Oh.
Allison.
Here I am talking and my mic is muted. I have a problem with that. I keep forgetting that I mute my mic. Anyway, so
This
hi
is like
everyone.
our morning show bloopers.
Yeah, that's going to be a good show right there. So one of the things that I want to put focus on when you're establishing your brand or creating your niche is it's really important to have that come from the center of who you are, because it's so easy. I think, first of all, too, when you start in the entrepreneurial journey, that it is easy to get sidetracked by what everybody else is doing or what's in, what's hot, and allowing that to control and take over what your purpose is and what you're called to do. So one of the things that I just want to shout out and kind of mention about is it's so important when you're creating your brand to stay on brand is just stay true to who you are and letting that be the center and focus point in your business and letting that come from that place instead of trying to think that you have to be like somebody else or do what somebody else is doing and who they're focusing on, and really just being true to you and coming from that place. So that's what I have to share on that. Jennifer, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Thanks very much, Nicole. Hi, everybody. So hopefully everyone can hear me. I'm trying not to be too loud because it's midnight here. So I have a couple of kids are sleeping. Yes, I'm Jennifer from Lady Rebel Club, and brand is my jam and has been my jam for a long time. So kind of like Michelle, I'm like, ooh, this is a great topic. Sure, we could talk about brand all day. So for me, I suppose it's thinking about not just things that we should do, but things that we shouldn't do as well. So one of the things that I tell people all the time is that when they go to build their brand and their business, a lot of times, all of us as entrepreneurs are very, insular at times. Maybe we don't have that sounding board, but also because we're in the center of our brand as we go to build it and roll it out, we can sometimes become a little narcissistic in a way. When we go to creating our marketing, creating our content, and all of this, and how we communicate. So we kind of get what I call 3 me syndrome, where it's all about what I want, what I need, and what I like. So you have to keep in mind that your audience, yes, they might want to hear some founder stories and things like this, and they do want to connect with you as the founder of your business, even if you're not a coach or anything like that. But everything can't be about us. And I think that's a huge mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make, is they make everything about them. All they talk about is themselves. And they don't leave space to really have that communication and connect with your audience and your people about them and about what they want and about what they need. And yes, how you can help them, of course, but it's making sure that they know that they're the center and should be at the center, really, of your brand and everything that you want to do in that regard. I think another thing that I would say is it's a lot of it comes down to where you stand, right? You can take that literally and figuratively. So where you stand in the marketplace, when you look at your positioning, right? It doesn't even have so much to do with your competitors as far as like comparing handbags to handbags or apples to apples. Really, you can get really creative with your brand positioning, and that's how you can really stand out and be unique. And one good way of doing that is, and this is how I would work with a lot of clients, is to kind of find your inner rebel. You want to find something that your brand can really stand for. So you have something to kind of stand against. And that doesn't mean you have to come out in a negative way or in an aggressive way in any way, but that you have something that you can use to position yourself against that you can be known for. And that's a really, really great tip there as well. So that's me. So I'll hand over to Allison.
Thank you. Great advice, ladies. I love it. I'm Allison. I'm up here in Canada. I'm the one, dressed for the cold. And it is freezing out there. We're getting another snowstorm. So, Christmas is coming. It should be a white one. And for me, I help women. I help those who have lost their way, who just feel like they're kind of listless. They're not quite sure what they're doing. They're going through the motions, and I help them, retool who they are, find that vision and mission for themselves, and regain clarity for purpose, meaning, and happiness, so they live the life they desire. And part of this journey, as in coming with this business, is I wanted to do everything wide, right? I wanted to serve every woman, every market, everyone, everywhere. I just wanted to help people. And in doing that, like Jen said, I wasn't zeroing in on anything, and I wasn't looking at my inner rebel or my inner genius or where I needed to go until I focused in on what I call 6-step pillars that I know and that got me through. And then it helped me to niche down. So I would bring it in shorter and go deeper. So then I could also do that with the individual. And I had to learn that over a couple of years, because I was the type of person that if someone said, Allison, I need you to do this, I'm like, sure. So I didn't want to be the jack of all trades all the time anymore, because I wasn't going deeper. So I did that with a couple of women who said, wow, that was so much better than like just telling my story and, going everywhere with what was going on and being scattered. So in really niching down and finding out who my market was with women, ages 35 to 60, and what it is they were going through, it really made a big difference when I finally sat down to do that. And I wrote it out, right? I wrote out who they were and who they weren't. And they were kind of my ideal customers. So I knew how to coach them, help them, service them, or find partners that I know who could do the same. So it really helped me a lot. And I've learned a lot also from you ladies in really honing in what I needed to do to move forward. So thank you very much for all your wonderful advice. I love you all so very much.
We love you
And
too,
Allison.
Hi there. Thank you so much. Wow, it's so amazing to be here with all of you lovely ladies. As you can see, I'm wearing summer wear. Yes, I'm down here in Puerto Morelos, Mexico. Hello, everyone. My name is Leslie Gadet, and I am a mindset and emotional awareness coach. And I help my clients achieve a healthy balance with their thoughts, their feelings, and their beliefs. And that's going to allow them to have more confidence in their responses to their emotional trigger moments, which makes for a better them, and it makes for better relationships. And so one of the things about being an entrepreneur, a lesson I've learned over the last 3 years, 3+ years, is that you can't do everything all at one time. And it can get really scary especially when you're looking at all of the pieces of your puzzle, maybe getting revealed to you all at one time, and you think you have to do everything now. And what happens is that when you do that, you are going to only be allowing yourself to really only have a diluted approach to your company, your business, rather than going all in on specific things. Something I listened to recently was a podcast with Mcconaughey, and he's someone I really love to listen to. He's just got that voice. And one of the things he said was, for him, and it really resonated with me, was he said, I was making B's in multiple things instead of making A's in the things that matter. And when I started to look at what was important to me right now, being in alignment with what was important to me right now, it allowed me to pare it down, be okay to pare it down, so that I could start making A's in the things that truly matter to me. And so that's what my tip would be, is that I know that you are perhaps building, whether it's a service-based or a product-based business, if you are looking at all the big puzzle pieces and you want everything to happen now, it's best to work on what's in alignment with what you are trying to achieve at this very moment, and do each piece one at a time. Allow yourself to be open that maybe something better is going to come along and you might have to pivot into something even greater. And just allow the process to happen, and don't feel like you have to do it all at once, because you'll overwhelm yourself, overextend yourself, and maybe even want to quit. And we don't want you to do that, because we here in this beautiful community of women want to support you and on your endeavors. We want to hold your hand when you're going through those hard times, and we want to pull you back up when you fall down and send you on your merry way and keep you moving forward. So that's my tip. Thank you so much, ladies.
Wow, so many good things shared in 14 minutes and 51 seconds. Imagine what would happen if you spent 2 days at our Women's Empowerment Summit. I'm just saying. You would leave transformed for sure. So I think every single one of you hit the nail on the head in all different aspects. And it's funny because one of the authors text messaged me and she said, we're like the Spice Girls. We are different, but we work well together. And we're going to play a game with that later on in another virtual tour. So I'm not going to give it away who it is that said it, but Nicole knows. So you can't give it away, Nicole. But it's true. We're in this market, and we each have this unique ability or this unique something that is so different about us, and that's what we need to utilize in our niche. And I feel like for me, this is just my personal opinion, and this is how I deal in business. And I really like to focus on education versus like the selling. Like I want to help people understand who I am and what I do versus making that sale. It's important for them to be able to identify with me in order to work alongside with me. So that's definitely one for me. I believe in engaging with our audience and being super relatable. I always stress that, in the market that I'm in, and being authentic and offering transparency. I feel like because we have this virtual world out there, people think that we have this, if we go based off of everyone's social media platforms, we are all Tinkerbell. And that is not true. We all have bumps in the roads. We all get bruised. We all get knocked down, not out, but down. And we all experience the same thing as other women do. But it's being transparent about it and relating that to our audience. And I think that goes miles more than actually, we've been told to, oh, you have to post 3 times a day. Oh, you have to do this. You have to be on all the social media platforms. Garbage. No, you don't. You really don't. You just have to you have to own a different way than anyone else to reach your market. And that's being unique. That's being like what Leslie's saying, like what all the ladies are saying. Own who you are. Feature your abilities, your talents. And the right women, whatever you cater to, if it's man and women or just women or just men, whatever that is, they will gravitate towards you. And you focus on them. You focus on the customer service. You focus on them. And like Jen said, it's not all about me. It's about them. And that to me is one of the ways that you stand out in your brand, in your niche, in your, in life. That's life and business. What separates you from the rest? What separates me from Nicole or Michelle or Allison or Leslie or Jen or any of the other 30 plus authors that we work with? What makes each one different? And that is why this book and this movement has done so well, is because we are all different. We have nailed our niche, but we've also nailed a really great way to talk and to women, not at them, to be good listeners, to have that servitude. It's like the whole package. And that's why I wanted to talk about this today, because we're going into this new year. And it's important, ladies, that we do not put any extra pressure on ourselves in trying to be this, I want to save the world. Because trust me, we all have that. Women, we just want to go out and hug everybody and save everybody. And unfortunately, we can't, but we can offer guidance, education, and we can tell you our lessons, so that maybe the next woman coming up, it won't have to experience that hardship or whatever that looks like to them. So that's my little nugget. I'm going to pass it back to Nicole for what's next.
What's next?
Maybe not, because Nicole's frozen. So
can you hear me?
Let's circle back around, ladies, and just talk about what's one thing that everybody froze. I'm like, are we here? Yep.
I can hear you. Yep.
Nope.
Yeah, we're all moving. You're frozen.
I can hear you.
Unmute yourself, Nicole. So what I was going to say is we can go around. You can hear me? Okay, we can hear you now.
Go ahead.
Okay. So what's next? What I was going to say is, while we get the lag in, is if we can circle back around to each of the ladies and ask them, what is one thing that you want to leave today with the viewers, the listeners, the people that are going to watch this replay? What is one main thing that you would like to leave with them? And I'm gonna go right back to Michelle.
So I feel like a broken record because every time I have an opportunity to mention this, I do. I want to say two things, but they're super fast. One thing is I want women to drop the word just. It's a word that minimizes anything else that comes after, and it serves you no good. You're not just a mom or just a stay-at-home mom. You're not just a secretary. You're not just anything. You are all of those things. So that's one thing. And the second thing is, if you are an advocate for diversity in any shape or form, talk about it. We cannot talk about this enough. And I know Jen is with me. She does a lot of work when it comes to neurodiversity. And I've been a huge advocate for the last 20 years working with generational differences and gender differences and sexual orientation and race versus ethnicity and so on and so forth. So we cannot talk about this enough. If you are and you change one person, two people, three people's mind, then you did your work. We talk about peace on earth. Guess what? That's how it starts, when we all tolerate each other and respect each other for who we are, how we think, how we were brought up, and how we operate in this life. So that's that.
All of that. All of that.
I love it. I love it. Jen, tell us.
Oh,
let's hear some more.
Yeah, and of course I have to go after all that. No, but
I just teed you off, Jen. Come on.
That's
I just left the ball right there for you.
That's it, right? Well, definitely. And in all seriousness, though, 100% what Michelle was saying about the whole diversity thing. And I think, right, two quick things, just following up on what Michelle said. When you're working on building your brand, think about how you can intentionally be inclusive. And for instance, like when I did the branding in a flash micro kit for people, I intentionally had in some of the brand example boards, all different kinds of people, some with physical disabilities, there was same-sex couples, all kinds of things, right? So, and I'm sure some people may have bought that and went, what the hell has Jennifer put in these brand example boards? What have I bought here? But it was just to give them the idea that, look, you can be inclusive. And until all of us start to be intentionally inclusive, and we're not always going to get everything right either, and that's fine. But we have to start somewhere. So I would say try and be intentional with it when you can. The other thing I would say to you, and now I've completely forgot the other thing I was going to say, because I was talking about that. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. Okay. Sorry. Now this is going to apply more to service-based businesses. It can apply to you if you're a product, if you have a product-based business, but especially service-based businesses. And I see this so much, not only with people that I've worked with, but just oodles of people across Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, even, you name it. I think especially with women, not just women, but especially with women service providers, there's a real kind of thinking there that you are your brand and that you are your business. And there is a line. Of course, we instill, values, purpose, vision, things like this into our brand and into our business. 100% we can do that. But our worth is in no way tied to the worth of our brand or our business. Our worth is not tied to somebody liking our product or not liking it. Our worth is not tied to somebody liking a social post or not liking a social post. I see this as in the way a lot of women have trouble pricing, and host of other things. So if you can try and keep that separation and yes, instill those things into your brand and into your business, but know that your worth is now and will always be far above anything to do with your business, and your brand. It just gives you not only that clarity that you can just be happier and more confident in doing pricing and doing selling and doing all those kinds of things. But it also means when things don't go 100%, because let's be honest, they won't always, if you have a bad launch or something of that nature, you of course, we're all going to be upset by it, but you're not going to take it quite so hard and, quite so to heart that it puts you off and, drags you down. So that's just, a key thing is to be able to have that separation. And I think a lot of times that comes with, longevity in business, and having that hindsight that you kind of, you kind of had to go through some of those bumps and bruises. So especially if you're new or new-ish, just know that if you can have that separation and not take things so personally and know that your value is worth more, that'll definitely help you in good standing. So that's me. And I'll pass over to Leslie.
Great tips. I love it. I love it. So for me, I think one of the things that's really, really important to me is being authentic. And when you hear for me, the word authentic really, truly means coming from deep inside the person that you are. So if you have a business where you are serving other people, I serve women, I feel like if they know who I am, that I can relate in some way, like just in life in general, and showing the true behind the scenes, not hiding who I am as a human being, because we're all human and we all have emotions, we all go through things. And I don't want to show myself as being perfect because I know I'm not. And I know that the people that I serve, if they see me as being perfect, well, then they're going to feel like I can't help them because they're going to have to be perfect in order for me to help them. So if you have a business where you want to serve other women or men or children or whatever that looks like for you, I truly feel like the most important thing that has really helped me is when I've worked with other coaches, is when they show me who they truly are as a human. I can feel like I can relate to them in a way that I know that they truly come from a place of service and of love. And I can feel that I can trust them to hold that vulnerable self that they are serving in me. And so that's how I always lead when I serve other people, is making sure that they know who I am as a person. They see me, they know that I see them, and I'm not up here and they're down here. So that's my tip, is just to really be truly who you are. You don't have to be perfect. I think people think that they have to be perfect to start something or to be in business, but you don't have to have all the pieces together. You don't have to know everything. You have this she tribe of women that you surround yourself with. If you don't have all the answers, that you can lean on them and say, hey, I need to know how to do something. Maybe they know how, and that helps push you in the right direction, and not always trying to be perfect, because that, I think, is what stops a lot of people, or has people chasing a lot of the rabbits down the rabbit hole, because they're chasing perfection rather than just being themselves and aligning themselves with what is important to them right now. So that's my tip. And over to you, Allison.
Why, thank you. Make me want to take my scarf off. You're hot. I guess the tip for today, after listening to all you wonderful ladies, is not so much of a tip, but a little exercise for you, because you are perfect right where you are. You are not broken. You are not falling apart. If there's just circumstances some days, and in this holiday season, that's a little crazy. That may get you going sideways. But I want you to stand in front of the mirror tonight or tomorrow morning and just look at yourself and say, I love you. You're amazing. And ask yourself 2 questions. What do you love about yourself that you want to continue loving on? And what are you tolerating that you want to give up for 2022? And that may start out as a short list or a really long list. But once you recognize it, and once you recognize how amazing and how powerful you are, amazing what 2022 can do for you to find who you really are and what you want to do to shine such a bright light coming out of all of the craziness over the past 2 years into a new year where you could be totally empowered to be able to be who you are, how you want to be, and you be you. Because when you're you and you're opening up the gates and holding space for anyone and everybody out there, you are going to be inclusive. You are going to look at the diversity of who you are and what's in your heart. And you're going to be totally grateful and appreciative of everything and everyone you see. We are all, like Hannah said, we're all different. We're the Spice Girls times 10. But we can come together because we all have a heart of gold to help women all over the world become better at who they are. And I do hope you come to our summit because it's going to be absolutely exceptional to hear so many amazing words of nuggets in January to start off 2022 with a bang. So love yourself. Continue to, if you have to write in lipstick on the mirror, I love you, I love you, I love you, please do so because you are so wonderful and so awesome right where you're at. And I'll pass it back to Nicole.
Double mic drop. That's awesome, Allison. Thank you. I guess for me that I want to leave the audience, the women that are listening to this, is don't be afraid to ask for help. And I say that because I think sometimes we get so stuck in our own ways that it has to be done the way that we see that it needs to be done, the way that we envision it needs to be done. And then oftentimes, especially in business, when you get stuck in that rut and you get frustrated, the more paralyzed you get, and then you don't keep moving forward. And then you start eternally thinking that you're worthless, that you're a failure. Nothing's, where you're trying to go and what you're trying to achieve is never going to come true. There's just all these different spiraling thoughts and questions that you can ask yourself. And so I just want to leave here with you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. One of the beautiful things about the She Rises Studios Facebook community is that we are a she tribe of women here to uplift and empower, inspire, serve, help, support everybody, no matter who you are and where you are in life or in business. There's a phenomenal women that are in the Facebook group that will be able to help, support, and serve, as well as the She Rises Studios team, as well as these wonderful, amazing authors that you see before you, plus ones that haven't been able to join us tonight. So ask for help. You're not a failure if you ask for help. You're not dumb if you ask for help. I think one of the biggest moves that I ever did when I started online 3 years ago, I didn't ask for help because I was too proud. I had too much pride in myself. My ego was too high. And I didn't ask because I felt like I was going to look down upon, or that my success of my business was up to me and not from getting help or assistance from anybody else. And I tell you, my business probably would have flourished and would have changed so many more lives if I would have just asked for help and got that support so I could excel further. And so don't wait. Ask for help. It's okay. You're going to be fine. So that's my tip. Hannah?
I always say, this too shall pass. That goes for everything. Nothing stays the same. But what my takeaway or my little addition to all the great things that you guys have already said is, it's not perfection, it's progress. It's that's what it is. Every day is a day to achieve progression. It's not perfection. Nobody's perfect. No business is perfect. No human is perfect. And the more transparent we are and truthful to our niche, to our future audience, or to future clients, however you want to word that, they're not looking for perfection. They're really, truth be told, looking for progress. That's what makes you stand out. When you're a perfectionist, you're grumpy and you're hard to deal with. And so I choose progress, because in progress, that means as we're reaching our audience and the people that we want to work with, they know that they're dealing with someone who really has faults and that they're not perfect, but that they will take care of their business or whatever that is, the relationship, whatever that looks like. It's progress. It's not perfection. So I would say that would be my last little nugget for today. And for those of you who want to hear more and learn more and, just chime in for some amazing methods that we're going to be sharing, you can register for the She Rises Summit at sherisesstudios.com. And I know that we're going to be dropping some landing pages and a whole bunch of other stuff for this summit. We have some really great things planned. And I know holiday season is busy for everyone in some way, shape, or form. But keep in mind during this season that it's progress. It's progress if you get to the grocery store to buy that ham that you desperately need for Thursday or Friday. It's progress. It's not perfection, So give yourself some love, a break, like Allison said. Pick what you like most and what you don't like. And immediately, I could tell you, I'm going to be so raw with you. When she said that, the first thing that came to my mind is my health. I have to take charge and change that. So in 2022, and that's why I say progress, not perfection. My focus is celebrating and health. That's what mine is. And I hope that when I'm sharing that I will reach people who are looking to celebrate and who are looking to grow in their health journey. So that's my little tidbit for today. I'm excited because we have more coming this week. Wednesday, I believe we're on at 6 a.m. Is that right? I could be wrong. We'll share it, but I believe it's 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I think so.
We'll get back to you. Again, progress, not perfection. We're real people here, and none of us have our schedule in front of us. So, and I don't mean authors, I mean me and Nicole. But, thank you.
4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern on Wednesday.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you. So,
yay.
Teamwork makes the dream work, So I think that we have given some great gifts to you, amazing listeners out there. And I hope that you felt what we were trying to share today. And I hope it really resonates with you and guides you into this upcoming 2022, because there's so much to celebrate and so many good things going on right now, every day, but especially with the new year coming in, a lot of people focus on that. I say progress, the P word.
Yes, absolutely. Do any of your ladies have any closing comments before we end?
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, keep being awesome, keep shining bright, keep rocking it, keep moving, don't quit. You got this. And we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.